telling you you're worth it. Just play some music now. Communicate this message now. Let somebody know that they're beautiful, that they're beautiful. Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Skin clean, you're pretty. You're handsome.
You know, it was a song where John Marty just there at the studio and we kind of vibe it, you know. A matter of fact, we hear the rhythmic pattern from somebody else. Our next producer created it, you know, and we hear it and we say, all right, we have to play this live in the rest of the session. And so, you realize that my pocket and groove is kind of different because I kind of interpret the reggae a little different, you know. It kind of mix with the classical crescendos and them thing, them come, you know. Another one simple cut, like them hardcore reggae, you know. It was still a buff kind of vibe, you know, but we still keep it a little way to kind of make it feel almost like that. Them call it Caribbean feel, you know, that Caribbean kind of reggae. And when you hear it, you hear palm trees and waves around the back. So the understanding of it came all there. You know, it wasn't the space at all to do a bag of things or try to take the spotlight. So that brings me to the point of where, you know, we are trying to understand what we are doing when we are around the trap set. You get me? If our aim is to accompany the worship or the lead singer, the band leader, you know, the singers, or is the highlight for me? You get me? So at the early time, me kind of figure out that. You get me? So it was, for me, it was always about accompanying the artist before me, because I did say they really. So whether the praise leader or the singer at the club or the bar where you visit tonight, it's about accompaniment until your time come and them say, all right, Joe, me go in. That's what it's about. So it's very big and huge and that, and it still stayed there. So I realized that I'm identified as a solid drummer. You get to me, I say, and me give God thanks for that, definitely. I'm identified as a solid drummer. When people hear me, when I play the kick, the snare and the hi-hat, it's a solid clap it I get. You get me, I say, and I realize that even some of my techniques now, if you realize I'm playing, not even see much energy, but you gotta hear the drum set. You know, so I spend time and develop a technique there, you know, just because I need my sound to be different. Yeah, so every drummer needs to have them sound unique to them, certainly. You get me? So that's my sound, you know, to bring things together, to kind of help it gel more and bond a little more. So yeah, we still at the interpretation, you know, and the melody and the music. So
I'll start. For everybody who have ambitions in our life, yeah? Go and see on the hand go so. Don't want to name ambitions. And these are some of my ambitions in our life, yeah? Listen. Hey. When my forward pan the rhythm and nothing where for cliche, them turn to me, say them never know me could that DJ. Hey, but this no new to make me coming like static. Yeah, go shot my past the scrutiny, go kill another dream with that. When I want to be a man with influence from this earth, I'm have to be a change from birth. I live my legacy, I have to make a permanent mark. The universe can see long, me make me talk from my heart now. One fam, one wife, 12-bit there. Live life, smile right, sincerely. When you look for me, I just blessings. When you look for me, I bear blessings. Hey, dam dam da da dam dam da da dam dam da da dam 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 da dam. One more time, no 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 no. Dam dam da da dam dam da da dam dam da da dam 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 da dam. Listen this, hey. Pretty house and car part of it. This is not the all of it. I have to make some changes in the island where more want to see people having love and living in a perfect harmony. Jamrock is the best place on earth geographically. Dam dam da da dam dam da da dam dam da da dam dam. Yo, who have them same ambitions there? Let me hear you no sing no, yeah. Dam dam da da dam dam da da dam dam. Yeah 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 yeah. Bring it down, bring it down now. Bring it right down now. Bring it right down now. We're gonna sing it softly. Say, hey yeah. Down down da da down down da da down down da da down 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 da da. Sing it again for me, sing yeah. Dum dum da da dum dum da da dum dum da da. Yo, here we go. It's our ambitions. So I feel rich. You have to make some money. Tired of the heartache, tired of the worry. Sleepless nights, what I have to do without it. Need some money. Have to rich, money. Have to money, yeah, money.
Alright, so in that video, particularly my fills and rolls, I was definitely accompanied by the Hyatt. I didn't go to the Tom alone. You know, so in the interpretation, because it was a three-piece band, my kind of structured thing a little different. You get me? So, you know, I know some rule and I can just, you know, chop it as I feel like, you know, and I have to make my placement far more distinct because it's a three-piece band. Now, when you have stems that fly, you know, the band is bigger, then things far more easier for your drummer. You have a whole lot more room. However, you still have, you have to keep your discipline, but you have a lot more room to do as you feel or make your chops different. And, you know, you don't know the thing can be variable as how you see it because the drum set is all yours. You see? So, in my interpretation, you know, try to make you feel. If a one time you go up and try to make the feel as full as it can be. You know, say if you go so boop, you know, just gonna go boop alone. If it's a kick, tom, and the hi-hat are probably crash, or if you have the splash there, whatever you use to make it bigger, then make it bigger because you're trying to fill the space. You get me? So look at the environment. Look at who is accompanying you, what make up the band, and how you can make the best sound of the drum. Each part of the drum have its own sound, as we know already. And so choose the best ones, you get me? If it's a single tom feel, you know, probably the 10 is not best there. Listen to where the music is. You get me? Probably at the floor tom when you go right there. So you understand based on the depth of the music or which part of the bass line there. So we'll come back to that even though the dub wise. No, I got stress it enough. So yo, the dub wise, I feel lock. You understand? Dub wise, I feel lock. I'm gonna say it one more time. But dub wise, I feel lock. And by dub wise, I just mean reggae alone. Get me? I say every song of them kick patterns. You understand? You have to have an understanding with your basic as to exactly what you're doing. You get me? I say? So if you play something contemporary in a 4/4 and the beat is tum, to tum, tum, to tum, you know, you can't have bass to play dum, dum, dum. No, can't work. Everything have to be the same. You have to lock. Get me? I say? It's either do that or have some sustained groove around your kick movement. You get me? I say? That's when the music gone some snarky puppy level still, you know? And you fuse everything with some jazz and some old works. But for the most part, you understand? Make sure, say, whatever you are doing with the foot, you might lock with the bass, especially based on what the type of music requires. You get me? So make sure, say, you're locked in. You get me? I say? And far more importantly, you get me? Music work with climax and suspense and all of these elements to make it better. You get me? So interpretation, if the song don't call for the drum start big and loud, you can't go them in general. Don't do it. You understand? You get me? Listen to what is necessary, listen to what is required from you. You get me? Now if a song requires some little cymbal, go there. A matter of fact, if a song say, all right, we need to start big, you know, and then drop out first verse. All of them things that make sense to the music and we have to pay keen attention to it. So when we up at church and I do my thing, you know, them give me talk about mic so we can communicate a little better. You understand? A lot of the times in the flow of the movement and them thing there, we have to transition to the next song. Because of where the music is, it means so all of the band have to play big. You understand? Make the intro go on vibe, make the music play out, and then we drop out when the singers them come in for the people them hear the message. You get what I say? I want to keep it there. So that's just the understanding. Them, not for them thing they rehearse. We have to just call it on spot based on how we have flow, based on how the thing goes. Some songs, You understand? Especially when you want to transition from all one slow song go on fast one. You know, one of the things that I like to use or I find that works is that, you know, end the song going into some sustain, you know, call some movements and some progressions with the band, you know, the 3, 4, the 5, 6, the flat 7, whatever you want to use. And number me talk, you know, we really talk letters are good, but we use number. You understand? So we learn the number there, we'll call them, we move, we hold the sustain, and then you cut. You get me? Because we have changed tempo, we have changed feel. You understand? When people normally tend to hear the sustain, them tend to get in a mode of lifting the hands, forget, you know, to the softer, more emotional type of worship. You get me? But you want to transition now. You get me? You do something like that. You know, I think going back to the one, you know, your major scale helps a lot to bring it to a different space. Because until you start going minor, you start going a little dark. And it's very emotive, you know, and provoke some kind of emotion when you start going the minor. So we stay on the major there, so we want to transition and make the transition period a little easier. So the cohesiveness of what we're doing is very vital. So we talk about that, we talk about the spacing of the music, certainly. Understand? So Jeremy, check it back. As I'm gonna watch some clips so there if you can vary your time. Because we know so right now in our worship and them thing that one. You know, we know so only for musician play at church. So that's why I'm say if on the church thing. But you realize that the contemporary worship, you get me? It require some whole heap of thumb movements. Tum, pull at them thing there. And so me kind of get tired of it in a sense, you know. And so I have to find ways to make it interesting, you know, in myself. So sometimes the pattern, really sorry, I never have the setup, you know, we could really display some things and them thing there, you know. But we kind of vary the pattern. It probably means so you play with the pattern for 2 bar, you leave the third one and you come back on the 4th. You get me and say, you know, you find anyway, you think you would have put the snare, you know, you change it. You understand? You play the snare upon the one with the kick and left the space in somewhere else, or you play the snare upon the first and third bar alone, or the second and the fourth, or you do some little thing to make the music interesting and to see how you can make melody with the drum set. So I mean, earlier me learned say you can tune even the drum with keys, so them think they're even relevant. So pay attention to even the key the song is in. You know, most time when they run a drum set, we're really tuned as well. But if you're on a personal kit or a kit that you play very often, you know, or you control it, you understand, tune it to the best that you can to get me and make things sound better. See me? So we work on them thing there and we try to make it sound as complete, as compass as possible, you know? So that was part tight, you know, so we can look in at it.
Genesis 2022. I want to hear you. Blessed be the name of the Lord. About them think we're stupid. To a one name. God. No other name under heaven written. God, whereby which men can be saved. Come on, just send up some fire. You see, every Christian we can't hold it from Augustown. Every Christian in some volatile place where you hold it still. Shout out and go and hold it. And we know it's not easy, but we want to do something. Listen, we praise God loud and proud. Say we praise God alone and proud. We say we praise God loud and proud. We say we praise God alone. If we praise God only, word of God to abide with me. I mean no fear, I never leave me lonely. And I'm a king, so I ain't get that glory. And I'm not to me praise God. Word of God to abide with me. I mean no fear, I never leave me. And I'm a Set me walk on the street of the word, me a preach God Jesus left me do it. I was above coming off of the crowd and find myself in need. I'm fire! I feel some boys where you do it. I'm fire! I feel some boys where you and me say listen to me good, listen to me clear. Every word me preach come out of my Bible here. You know I'm good, not blame me boy. Change your gear, man, you change your. If we praise God, word of God to abide with me. I mean no fear can never leave me. And if I king, he get that glory. If we praise God, word of God to abide. I mean no no fear, never leave me. Money marking, no. Shadow me abide, me nah go slide. Not even for your Benz or for Ari ride. Nah go sell myself for money or for pride. Lord of Lords is my shield of guide. I got me enemies fall down from the sky. Lift up my life and put me high. Wipe for me clear when me cry. Jesus, me love you. If me praise, word of God for your Bible. I'm in no fear, can never leave. And him a king, him get no glory. And then if me praise God, word of God for your Bible. I'm in no fear, can never leave. And him I chew me sing, say my kill and them want to beat me up. But if you have your doubts, me I'm going to back it up. As a Christian, you better well dangerous. No demons don't feel back you up and tear off your shirt. Word intact, prayer non-stop. Maybe enemies just a fall and drop. These are the days to relaunch and attack. And then the devil knows how we not done. If me pray, word of God for your Bible. I mean no fear can never leave me. Money marking so I ain't get that. Oh God, and I'm nothing if me praise God. Word of God for your Bible. I mean no fear, never leave me. I chew me sing, say my kill and them want to beat me up. But if you have your doubts, me I'm worth to back it up. As a Christian, you better well dangerous. No demons don't feel back you up and tear off your blouse. Word intact, prayer non-stop. Make enemies just a fall and drop. These are the days. Genesis 20:22, listen. If me praise God, word of God for your Bible. I mean no fear can never leave me. I'm a king, him get that glory, yeah, no. Word of God, Bible. I mean no fear, him never leave me. And him a king, him get that glory. Hallelujah. Son of the flames them. Blessed be the name of the Lord.
Now you realize, you know, the dancehall thing, I'm really the man who stand for you, play the roots as necessary. You get me and say, goes, stick to the old school. I appreciate rough cut, as a matter of fact, when it comes to dancehall and the mixes and them things, how them treat it. You get me and say, kind hardcore. You get me and say, you know, we kind of gospel people kind of get complicated sometimes, you understand? But for the most part, we kind of try to stay to our roots as best, you get me? And so, because of the structure and how the artist want to deliver the song, realize, all right, me can't be as rigid. Me have to kind of flex, you know, the lyrics them fast in a verse. And so, intentionally, you know, we had to even play the song at different tempos. So, you know, the chorus of a faster than the verse based on the delivery. Because if you want it a particular way, you know, you must say, oh, you want to look at tempo. You know, when stage flight take you, you know, you feel a different. So if you play original tempo most time, you know, where the artist want to go, something you have to follow them. No, I'm not telling nobody say you must be indisciplined, you know. You know, music to structure and thing, but there are times, you know, we have to just go around it and just do what the artists require. You get what I'm saying? So, because I wouldn't prefer, we'd have to work with it a little bit and try to make it seem obvious. You get what I'm saying? So, we just ease out a little with tempo when it comes to the verse, you know. You definitely hear the dynamics come down softer when you come back to chorus, you know, general ideas and stuff. You realize that even a lot of the syncopations done, it weren't syncopations that I used fills for them necessarily. It was really merely just use the symbols to emphasize what is happening in the music. You get what I mean? So that's the next trick to, I know some people can adapt to the music. Sometimes when it really means say, you have to roll through your phrasing or roll through your syncopation. Sometimes your cymbals can really complement it because I listen to what the keys I use. You realize I use a full synth with the piano, guitar there, you know, next keys over corner, and basically they play octaves span a lot of the syncopation. So I realize, all right, I have to just, you know, make it simple. You know, and complement as best as I can. So that's where I'm really looking for, the complement of the music, you get me? So you realize that there's the space in there because the people have to hear the artist. You get me, I say, especially when a DJ. You get me, I say, that's why enough time when a guy have some fest and DJ them take the stage. I'll be a level half a year. Level. To cut right down, them have to talk to the people and catch them breath, and just work through them songs. So the treatment is a little different for that one. Yeah? We give thanks for the opportunity. We try to stay to the roots as much as we can. So as it relates to interpretation and the melody, I'm going to wrap up short. Let me just have one more video. You get me? I just want you them first understand what is happening in the music. Now, to be honest, you can't go wrong if you listen to, in particular, I will say Danny's album, which is live in London. If you listen to a live in South Africa, you can't go wrong. These are some key albums that the people who I teach, you get me? I just tell them, say, yo, pre this. Listen to this, listen to how the drummer execute the songs. You get me? So because the execution was well done on these tracks. Them not rub you or nothing. Just really taking the compliment of the music, the sound of the drum. You get me? I say, I'm just not do a bag of things now. A lot of the albums, them, you realize enough of them have this particular beat, them a mix the digital. Yeah, the music of its preference was, as it relates to being a complete drummer, these are some really, really good albums, especially for the gospel. Especially for gospel. You get me? So we can talk about when there was a matter of fact, there was a time when I was playing for Mark Johnson. Mark Johnson is heavy on reggae. And what it required me to do at the time, I have to sit down and bleach reggae music on a different level. You get me? I have to bleach reggae music on a different level. I couldn't find gospel to do that, so I have to sit down and Raging Fire album different. You understand? I have to go for Richie Spice live show them. I have to listen Romy and him ever said to him do a Germany. It was 2018 live set to them and I can play it from start to finish. Or some of the bleach reggae music just to get the better understanding of what these drummers think when they're executing that particular genre or style of music. You get me? So, the knowledge out there, I just we access it. I'm not afraid to ask question. It no matter how small it be, me, I'm say, oh, you do that. You get to me, I say, oh, that do. I'm going to try just put my own style to it, and make my style unique as much as we can. You get me? A matter of fact, I will share this as well. We get very nervous when they touch big stage. Yeah, man, they feel like it's stick them heavy on me and they feel like my hand can't grip. You understand? I only part time with on stage and I dash with drumstick. You get me? I say, but I have to keep my composure. You get me? And then I realize at best when I focus and, just relax and settle in a little bit in the music, then we can execute as best. You get me? I say, but really, I tell you the truth, time, it don't make me really nervous, especially when I take drums after the likes of Kenny and Dance and Ramon and all of them, man, you don't know a thing already. Only drummer out there, you get me? Listen, you have to just hold your word. I tell you the truth. You have to hold your word. Especially you play at Genesis, when they'll come take the stage and listen, you just have to be different. When Spanky did it, I said, shut man. Yeah. So, all right, we know the thing, but regardless, we have to just be as disciplined as we can, execute as best as we can, and never overdo it. Never overdo it. You get me? I have the privilege of having a studio, but I've seen many rehearsals. You get me? I say, and from each rehearsal, I would sit and watch how musicians execute the music to see the compliment, to say better, how me can be better as an individual, or them put them work together. And I had the experience of listening to Urim 7. He gave me some very talented musicians come through that group. You understand? If you don't know Mr. Martin and all. So all them execute and practice and rehearse music, you understand, had a good impact on my life. So the truth is, you understand, the truth, when I really run down the show them and the whole heap of thing them it nice for them on the big stage. You understand? I'm quite pretty content, with wherever I am able to share my talent. I'm grateful for any space. You go street meeting, 10 crusade, if a big show with light and the whole works, if a Jamaica you play for, anyway at all, I treat it the same way. I treat the music with grace, with passion, anywhere me there. You understand? In this particular song, I thought about what the engineer could do to my drumming. So this is back down to interpretation. Now, especially when it comes to reggae or some form of worship, When a man said dubwise, it's really not the time for you to go fill and do a bag of things on the drum, unless you are deliberately doing that as rehearsed. You see me I say? Now, when you're on a lot of settings and bigger stage shows, the engineer is really looking out for the best interest for you for most times. Most times. Even if the stage doesn't sound good, they make sure the front of house are right. And so, even me as being an engineer, a lot of the times I will hope and pray that if a drummer come and play reggae and reach dubwise, you keep the pattern as solid as you can and as big as you can, because I am down there trying to do a bag of effects to make your drum sound better. You get what I say? Yeah, I dare say that for real. So consider these things. If it's some, probably it's a conversation you need to have with the engineer before you go up on stage and say, yo, you see another song out this more. Think about how you can make your sound better to the audience and complement the whole band, you know, just by being simple. A lot of time I see enough dubwise, and at the time I just see drum start going, and I said, General, John, you know, yo, just hold the music and make the music sit down, make the music relax. You get me? In this video, it was a worship song, I believe, but I just thought about what the engineer could do to the song, you know, and how it could have flow, how it could have been better. So,
Yeah. Oh Jesus, you're the one that I need. Oh Jesus, your presence is so sweet. Goosebump full me like a dew in the morning. Yeah, fall on me, oh Jesus, you rescued me. Yeah. You are worthy to be undone by you. Oh, I yearn for you. Gone again. Oh Lord, you are worthy. No. How I live for the moments where I'm still in your presence and all noise dies down. Lord, speak to me, no. You deserve all my attention. I will linger and listen, Lord. Oh Lord, 'cause all I know my heart wants something new. Yeah, all I want is to live within your love, being done by who you are. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Being done by who you are.
In that particular video, it was really the thought of trying to go white, you know, thinking about how to be as white as I can, you know. So, yeah, come back down to, you know, we try to interpret the music as best and be melodious with the drum. You get me? The drum is an instrument. It's not just something percussive that makes noise. So, every part of the drum count, every part I can make music. So, we try to complement as best as we can.